God says, "My child, I need you to breathe and listen to me now. Something sacred has just unfolded. A few minutes ago, your soulmate's name was spoken in the halls of heaven. I saw tears fall, not of despair, but of awakening. The doctors on earth may have just spoken the word cancer, but I, your Creator, have spoken another word, healing. And my word carries greater power than any diagnosis that mortal lips can ever declare. Do not be afraid, beloved. I was there in that room when the news was given. I felt the trembling of your soulmate's soul. I saw the silence that followed, the way their heart whispered, "Why me?" And I placed my hand over their chest to remind them that they are not alone. Even before you knew, I was already standing beside them. You see, my child, this did not happen to destroy you or to tear love apart. It came to awaken the strength of heaven that sleeps within your faith. I do not allow pain without planting purpose inside it. And though this moment feels heavy, something divine is being written into your story. Right now, as you hear these words, angels of healing are surrounding your soulmate. Their wings glow with light so radiant that no darkness can survive near it. The cells of the body that once carried weakness are being touched by light, a divine energy that human eyes cannot see but heaven witnesses clearly. This is not the end. This is the beginning of a miracle. I know your mind is racing. Why them? Why now? Why this pain when love was just beginning to bloom again? But I need you to trust me. There are things the human heart cannot yet understand. There are moments I allow in order to reveal the hidden power that love carries when it chooses to believe instead of fear. Do not let despair speak louder than hope. Every tear that falls from your eyes is being caught by angels and turned into drops of healing grace. Every prayer you whisper is forming a shield of light around your soulmate's body. You may not see it yet, but heaven has already begun the restoration. Your soulmate's name is written in my hands. Before the sickness was discovered, I had already sent the remedy. Before the test results came, I had already spoken healing into their timeline. What you are witnessing now is not the story's conclusion, it is the moment before the light breaks through. Child, I know your heart aches. I know the fear of losing someone you love feels unbearable. But listen, I am the God who breathes life where death tries to settle. I am the voice that speaks rise into what was declared broken. And I am doing it again, right now, for the one you love. When you close your eyes tonight, I want you to picture your soulmate wrapped in golden light. See my hand resting on their body. Imagine the cancer shrinking, fading, dissolving into nothingness under the fire of divine love. Let your faith paint the picture before your eyes, because what you imagine through faith, heaven begins to form into reality. This is not a punishment, it is a preparation. Your soulmate carries a destiny that still needs to unfold. There are words they must speak, lives they must touch, love they must still give and receive. The enemy thought this illness would silence them, but I, the Lord your God, have written otherwise. I have declared that their voice will rise again. I have declared that you will see the miracle with your own eyes. Hold on to this truth, I never take something away without planning to give something far greater in return. This pain will give birth to strength, compassion, and an unbreakable bond between your souls. You will both learn that love is not weakened by sickness, it becomes stronger through it. For in the fire of trial, the gold of true love shines the brightest. Do not speak the language of fear, my child. Speak the language of healing. Every word you say over your soulmate carries the vibration of faith. When you whisper, "You will be healed," the angels echo your words into the spiritual realm, multiplying their power. Heaven responds to the sound of belief. I want you to know that at this very moment, Archangel Raphael, the healer of heaven, is standing beside your soulmate's bed. His hands glow with green fire, the color of divine restoration. Every breath your soulmate takes is being infused with this holy energy. Even the doctors will not understand how recovery begins so suddenly, but you will know. You will remember that I promised this. And you, my beloved, are part of this miracle. Your prayers, your tears, your faith, they are the bridge through which my healing flows. Do not see yourself as helpless. You are my vessel of light. When you touch their hand, I touch through you. When you speak hope, I breathe through your words. When you cry, I feel every drop. The next few days will test your strength, but I have already given you the grace to walk through them. Even when things seem uncertain, know that I am working behind the veil. Healing doesn't always begin in the body, it begins in the spirit. And your soulmate's spirit is already awakening, already receiving my light, already feeling my warmth. Soon you will witness signs, small but sure, that I am moving. A report that changes, a pain that disappears, a sudden peace that settles in their heart. Do not mistake these signs as coincidence. They are the whispers of heaven telling you that the miracle has begun. I am not a God of delay. I am a God of perfect timing. And though this news reached your ears only 5 minutes ago, I have been preparing the healing for 5 lifetimes. You are not late. You are right on time to see my glory unfold. So now, wipe your tears. Stand in faith. Speak my promises aloud. Say, my soulmate will live and not die, for the Lord is their healer. Say it with conviction, for every word you speak in faith builds the bridge toward recovery. I have chosen this moment to reveal how powerful your love truly is when it is rooted in faith. For love that believes can summon miracles. Love that prays can change destiny. Love that refuses to give up becomes the very hand of God moving through the storm. You will not lose this person, my child. You will gain a deeper understanding of what divine love feels like, the kind that conquers fear, illness, and even death. You will watch as life returns to their face, as laughter fills the silence again. And when that day comes, you will know that the tears you cried were not wasted. They watered the soil where the miracle grew. Rest now in my promise, your soulmate is not walking through this alone. Heaven walks with them. And you, my beloved, are chosen to witness the power of divine healing firsthand. My child, I know your heart still trembles, caught between fear and faith. The news struck like lightning, and for a moment, it felt as though the world stopped breathing. But listen closely, beloved, there is a reason even this pain was allowed to touch your life. What seems like a tragedy is not the end of your story, it is the hidden beginning of something sacred that heaven has written long before you were born. You see, long before you and your soulmate met on earth, your souls stood before me in light. You both agreed to walk a journey that would awaken divine strength inside you. Some souls come together only to experience joy, but the two of you, you came to awaken miracles. You came to teach the world what love looks like when it chooses to believe against all odds. This illness was never meant to destroy either of you. It was meant to reveal what was hidden, the divine fire that burns within your hearts, the faith that lies buried beneath layers of fear, the spiritual bond that no human language can describe. When love is tested, it either breaks or transforms, and yours, my child, is meant to transform into light. Your soulmate's diagnosis may sound like a storm, but in heaven, it is the sound of chains breaking. It is the moment old karma, pain, and generational wounds are being cleansed through divine intervention. What looks like sickness is, in truth, a cleansing, a spiritual reset. The cells of the body are being rewritten by my hand. The energy of past sorrows is being washed away. Do not let the shadows deceive you. The human eye sees sickness, heaven sees rebirth. You may see weakness, I see a divine awakening that will make your soulmate stronger than ever before. Every tear you shed is watering the roots of a miracle that is already growing, unseen, beneath the surface. My child, I am the author of life. I do not write stories of destruction, I write stories of resurrection. The world calls it cancer, but I call it the stage where faith takes form. I am turning this into a testimony that will echo for generations. Even now, I have assigned angels to guard every breath your soulmate takes. Archangel Raphael is at their side, his wings radiating emerald fire, cleansing and renewing. Archangel Michael stands near their bed, shielding their spirit from fear. Every night as they sleep, heavenly hands rest upon them, whispering life into their veins. You must understand, beloved, that the body listens to the spirit. When the spirit believes it can heal, the cells awaken to that truth. That is why I am asking you to speak only life, to speak only hope. Words are not small things, they are seeds of power. Speak to the illness as though you command it, for when you do, the vibration of faith begins to reorder reality. There will be moments when your mind tries to wander into doubt. There will be nights when the silence feels unbearable. But I am closer in those moments than you can imagine. I am sitting beside you when you cry. I am the warmth that touches your shoulder when you feel cold. I am the peace that suddenly wraps around your heart without reason. That is me reminding you that nothing is ever truly lost when you have faith. The hidden plan of heaven is this: I am using this storm to teach you both the language of miracles. You will learn that healing is not just a physical act, it is a spiritual awakening. You will watch your soulmate's soul begin to glow with divine energy, as though a light deep inside them has been switched on. You will see how fear begins to fade, replaced by trust, by surrender, by peace. My child, miracles are not random. They are invitations, invitations for your faith to rise higher than your fear. You are standing at the edge of one right now. The world may see an illness, but I see the moment my glory will shine through both of you. Your soulmate's journey will touch hearts. Through their healing, others will believe. Through your faith, others will find courage. Do not underestimate what I can do through one act of trust. When I look at your soulmate, I do not see sickness. I see light trapped beneath pain, ready to burst free. I see the soul I formed with love and purpose. And when I look at you, I see the chosen vessel through which healing flows. I need you to understand something powerful. Love itself is a healing force. It carries divine energy that can touch what medicine cannot. When you love without fear, when you hold their hand and whisper faith, you become the channel of my power. Love is my language, and through your love, I perform miracles. This season is temporary. It will not define your forever. What you feel now is the breaking open of hearts that were meant to carry greater compassion and wisdom. Soon, you will look back and see how everything, even this pain, led you both closer to my light. I have written restoration into the ending of this story. I have already seen your soulmate smiling again, healthy and radiant, standing beside you with tears of gratitude. I have already seen the celebration that will come when the world says, "It's impossible," and heaven replies, "It is finished." But before that day, I need you to walk with me. Walk by faith, not by sight. When fear whispers, remind yourself, God is healing them right now. When sadness tries to pull you under, say, "This is not the end." God is still writing. There will be signs, gentle signs that my hand is near. A song will play when you least expect it, carrying a message of comfort. A butterfly may land near you, reminding you that transformation is happening even when unseen. A sudden peace will fall over your heart, and that will be my whisper saying, "Trust me." You and your soulmate are connected not only by love but by divine purpose. This experience will not separate you, it will unite you in ways the world cannot understand. For through this, you both will learn the power of prayer, the reality of angels, and the truth that I am always near. The hidden plan of heaven is never to hurt, but to heal. Sometimes, I must break the shell so that the light within can pour out. That is what is happening now. You are both being refined, strengthened, awakened. And soon, the very thing that brought tears will bring testimony. So hold your faith like a torch in the dark. Keep praying, keep loving, keep believing. I am working, even when you cannot see it. Every second that passes brings you closer to the miracle already written in my book of destiny. You are not alone, my child. I am in the hospital room. I am in your prayers. I am in the heartbeat of your soulmate. And I am in the silence that tells you, "Be still, I am God." The hidden plan is not hidden from me. It is hidden for you, to be revealed at the perfect time. And when it is, the world will know that nothing is impossible for the one who believes. My child, the time has come for you to understand the greatest war ever fought, the war that doesn't happen in the sky or the earth, but within the human heart. The battle between fear and faith is being fought right now inside you, and I am standing beside you as your shield and strength. When pain enters a story, fear tries to rise like a flood. It whispers lies. What if they never heal? What if this ends in loss? What if I prayed too late? Those whispers are not your thoughts, beloved. They are the echoes of darkness trying to drown out my voice. But even as fear speaks, faith begins to stir, quiet but powerful, like the first light before dawn. Do you feel that trembling in your heart? That is your spirit fighting to believe. And heaven fights with you. Every time you choose hope instead of despair, you shift the balance of this battle. You may not see it, but each tear you cry in faith sends waves of light into realms you cannot imagine. The angels take those tears and pour them like oil on the fire of healing. I have seen how fear has tried to follow you, how it sits near your bed, whispering what-ifs into your soul. I have watched you reach for faith even when your hands were shaking. My beloved, that is what true strength looks like, not the absence of fear, but the courage to choose faith while fear is still screaming. I do not blame you for feeling afraid. I created your heart to feel deeply, to love completely. Fear comes not because you doubt me, but because you love deeply and don't want to lose what I have given you. But child, you cannot lose what is held in my hands. You cannot lose what I have written into eternity. Look at your soulmate, they are not alone in this fight. Even when pain tries to dim their smile, even when the body feels weak, my light burns within them stronger than ever. Faith is rising in them, too. There are moments when they feel me, in the quiet, in the warmth of your hand, in the peace that falls after you pray. I am whispering to their soul, hold on. Healing is coming. My child, faith is not just a belief. It is the energy that shapes reality. When you believe, you give heaven permission to move. When you speak words of healing, angels obey. That is why I keep telling you to keep your words sacred, for life and death are carried in the tongue. Speak as if the healing is already done. Say it aloud, my soulmate is healed. My soulmate is whole. My soulmate is covered in divine light. There is power in repetition. Each time you speak it, the words dig roots into the spiritual ground, and soon the tree of healing begins to grow. It might take time for the world to see the leaves, but the roots are already spreading. Fear will not go quietly. It will come in waves, trying to pull you down again. It will remind you of statistics, of the doctor's words, of stories that ended in sorrow. But remember, those stories were not written by me. I am the God who changes endings. I am the author who can rewrite what was meant for pain and turn it into praise. When fear tries to speak, answer it with faith. Say, even now, God is working. Even now, healing is happening. Let those words be your weapon. Faith is not the denial of what you see, it is the declaration of what I have promised. Do you know what happens in the spirit every time you pray for your soulmate? Light bursts through the darkness. Archangel Michael raises his sword, cutting through cords of despair and hopelessness. Archangel Raphael pours healing over the body. The sickness trembles under the weight of divine power. Heaven is not silent, it moves when faith moves. There is a reason I allowed this moment in your story, child. You are learning how to stand when the ground shakes. You are learning how to trust me not because life is easy, but because love is stronger than fear. And through your strength, others will learn to believe again. Your soulmate's healing is not only about their body, it's about awakening hearts, yours and theirs, to the truth that miracles are real. Every time you choose to pray instead of panic, you are declaring to the universe that my power is greater than pain. And I tell you this, faith always wins. The doctors will do what they know, and I bless their hands. But remember, their knowledge has limits, mine does not. When science ends, I begin. When human logic says, no way, I whisper, watch me. I have healed bodies that were pronounced dead, I have restored hearts that were shattered beyond repair. This situation is no exception. But child, for miracles to manifest, faith must stay alive. Feed your faith daily. Speak to me often. Let your thoughts dwell on my promises instead of your fears. When your mind begins to spiral, pause and say, God is in control. That one sentence can silence 1,000 lies. There will be nights when your soulmate sleeps and you stare at them, wondering how to pray. In those moments, you don't need perfect words. Just breathe my name, Jesus. That single name carries all healing, all power, all mercy. Speak it softly, and the angels will bow, the sickness will weaken, and heaven will fill that room. Remember this, beloved. Miracles are born in the soil of impossibility. If it were easy, you wouldn't need faith. But because it feels impossible, it means the stage is set for divine glory. The darker the night, the brighter the miracle will shine. Do not measure progress by what you see today. Healing sometimes begins invisibly. Cells are repairing, energy is shifting, spiritual cords are being cut, light is being poured into places where darkness once lived. This battle is being fought on levels you cannot see, but victory is already written in my book. Your soulmate's spirit is strong. Even when their body feels weak, their soul is glowing with faith. And every time you whisper a prayer, that light grows brighter. You are both warriors in this holy war, and you will both win. I know there will be days when exhaustion hits you, when your knees feel heavy and your eyes overflow. When that happens, do not hide your tears. Let them fall into my hands. Every tear you cry becomes a drop of power I pour back into your soulmate's healing. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom, not pain, not waiting, not even tears. Hold on to this truth, the battle between fear and faith is never won by might or strength, it is won by trust. Just trust me, even when you can't understand. Even when the night feels long. Because at the exact moment you feel you can't hold on anymore, that's when my power will rise strongest within you. And soon, my beloved, fear will lose its voice. Faith will stand victorious. You will see signs, a new report, a sudden smile, a moment of peace. Those will be the first rays of dawn breaking through. And when you see them, remember, I was here all along, fighting beside you, turning what the enemy meant for sorrow into the greatest story of divine healing. You are not losing this battle. You are already winning. Because faith has taken root, and once faith takes root, miracles must bloom. My child, the moment you feared would never come has quietly arrived. The tide is turning. The light that you prayed for is breaking through. The battle between fear and faith has been fierce, but faith has not only survived, it has begun to bloom. Heaven has heard your cries, and the sound of your prayers has become a melody that fills the corridors of eternity. Can you feel it? That gentle peace that rests upon your heart, even when nothing around you has changed yet? That is the first sign. Peace always comes before the miracle manifests. It is the whisper of heaven saying, "It has already begun." As you sit near your soulmate, watching them breathe, I want you to know that my presence is there, not far above the clouds, but close enough that my breath mixes with yours. I am touching their body even now. The light of Raphael's wings is flowing through every cell, every organ, every fragile part of their being. The places where disease once tried to dwell are now being flooded with life. I told you that the storm would not last forever, and I am keeping my promise. Every moment of faith you showed, every whispered prayer, every tear offered in love, has built a bridge for my power to walk upon. The cells that were once weakened are awakening. The blood that was burdened by sickness is being purified by light. Even the doctors will notice signs they cannot explain. They will see numbers improve, pain lessen, and strength return, and though they will search for reasons, they will find only one: divine intervention. But my child, this miracle did not happen by chance. It was born from faith, love, and surrender. You gave me permission to move when you stopped demanding answers and simply said, "God, I trust you." Those 3 words opened the door wider than any medicine could. You see, healing flows most freely when the heart releases its fear. Right now, your soulmate is being held between heaven and earth, not in danger, but in transformation. Their soul is remembering its divine blueprint, the one I wrote before they entered this life. That blueprint carries perfect health, peace, and divine strength. I am restoring them to that original pattern, cell by cell, breath by breath. In this sacred moment, even the unseen world stands still in awe. Angels gather around, watching the miracle unfold. Some of them were once assigned to guard you through grief, now they rejoice to serve you through victory. The atmosphere around you is changing, can you feel it? It's lighter, warmer, as if sunlight is shining through invisible clouds. That is my glory, descending upon you both. Your soulmate will begin to feel subtle changes, less pain, deeper sleep, moments of joy that come out of nowhere. They may even tell you, "I don't know why, but I feel something good is happening." That feeling is not imagination, it is confirmation. My spirit is already working within them. And you, beloved, your faith has become medicine. Every word you spoke in hope carried a frequency that reached their body. When you said, "You are healed," heaven echoed, "It is done." When you held their hand and cried, your tears became rivers of life that flowed through their spirit. Love itself has been the greatest healer of all. Now, I want you to remember something: miracles often begin quietly. They do not always come with thunder or light. Sometimes they come with a sigh, a smile, a heartbeat that steadies after long fear. That is how my power moves, gentle, yet unstoppable. Do not rush the process. Healing is not a race, it is a symphony. Every note must play in perfect order. You may not see everything at once, but each day will reveal a new layer of restoration. And as you continue to believe, you will notice how the darkness that once seemed so heavy begins to lift like morning fog. My child, you must know how proud I am of your faith. You stood when it hurt to stand. You believed when it was easier to break. You became the vessel through which I poured my miracle, not only into your soulmate's body but into your own heart. For while they heal in the flesh, you are healing in the spirit. The two of you are being reborn together, into love that is purer, stronger, and everlasting. I want you to take this moment and breathe gratitude. Gratitude is the sound of trust. When you thank me before the miracle is complete, you tell heaven that you already know the outcome. That kind of gratitude multiplies miracles. Speak it now. Thank you, God, for healing my soulmate. Thank you for keeping them safe. Thank you for this new life that is unfolding. Every word of thanks you speak releases new energy from heaven. Every breath of faith you take fills the atmosphere with divine harmony. Even nature feels it, the air becomes softer, the light shines brighter, because creation responds to the vibration of faith. My child, listen, your soulmate is not dying. They are awakening. The part of them that once lived in fear is dying, yes, but their divine self, the one I created in light, is rising. You will soon see a glow in their eyes, a peace that cannot be explained. That is the mark of my hand. The doctors will call it remission. The world will call it luck. But you and I know it is resurrection. There is a divine timing for everything, and you are standing in the middle of it now. You were never too late. You were chosen to stand at this intersection between heaven and earth because I needed someone with faith strong enough to believe when others couldn't. You were my chosen witness, the one through whom I could show that miracles are still real. Do not keep this light hidden. When the healing is complete, tell the story. Speak of my goodness. Let others know that I still heal, still restore, still turn tears into triumph. Because through your testimony, others will find hope for their own storms. Child, I am not finished yet. This is only the beginning. The miracle you see today will expand. It will ripple outward, touching more lives than you can imagine. Your soulmate will become a vessel of comfort to others who are sick. They will speak words of faith born from their own experience, and when they do, healing will flow through them too. That is how my glory multiplies, one healed soul becoming the healer of another. So rest tonight in my peace. You have fought well. The storm has begun to fade. The night has done its part, now the dawn is breaking. Soon, the laughter that once felt far away will fill your days again. Soon, you will both walk under the sunlight of promise, hand in hand, knowing that the power of faith truly moved mountains. And when that day comes, remember to whisper, "This was God." Because it was. Every moment of fear, every tear, every small act of belief, all of it has led here, to this miracle. The battle is not over yet, but the victory is certain. The light has taken root. The healing has begun. Heaven is rejoicing. You, my child, have walked through fire, and come out glowing with faith. My child, the hour has come when heaven's promise meets your faith. The nights you spent weeping, the countless prayers whispered through trembling lips, the moments you thought I wasn't listening, all of it has reached me. I was there in every heartbeat, in every tear that touched your pillow. I heard your cries even before you spoke them. And now, the season of suffering is bowing before the power of divine restoration. Your soulmate, the one whose name you spoke in prayer, the one whose hand you refused to let go of even in the darkest hour, has been touched by my healing hand. What doctors once doubted, I have overturned. What fear tried to destroy, love has rebuilt. The cells that once decayed are now regenerating with light, for my breath has entered them. My power has flowed through the invisible places of their being, and what was once dying now lives again. Do you remember when you asked me, God, will they ever smile again? And I whispered, yes, but the smile will not only return. It will carry the radiance of heaven. That moment has come. The room that once echoed with quiet sobs now holds laughter again. The heart that once trembled in weakness now beats with divine strength. This is not coincidence, my child, this is covenant. The illness that came to test you both was never sent to destroy. It was a mirror, showing you the depth of faith, the endurance of love, and the power of unity between two souls I joined long before your first meeting on earth. You prayed through your pain, you stood firm in the storm, and though your knees shook, your faith never truly fell. That faith became the bridge between heaven and earth, allowing me to step in. I want you to look at your soulmate now, not through fear, but through wonder. For every scar, every tear, every sleepless night is now a mark of victory. Their body carries not a sign of defeat but a signature of divine grace. The angels who stood guard in silence are now singing softly, for they have witnessed what few get to see, the exact moment when human faith touches divine mercy and creates a miracle. My child, you have learned what few understand, that love is the most powerful healer of all. Your love became prayer, and your prayer became power. You didn't realize it, but every time you whispered, God, please don't take them, you invited heaven to bend toward earth. Every time you held their hand and chose hope instead of fear, light entered the room. Even when you felt weak, the angels saw you shining, because strength is not the absence of tears, it is the courage to pray through them. Now, let go of the fear that once lived inside you. The chapter of illness has ended. The healing is complete not just in the body, but in the soul. Your soulmate will live, not merely to survive, but to testify. They will tell others how love, faith, and divine mercy rewrote what seemed final. And every listener will feel heaven stirring in their own heart. Do you see, my beloved, how pain turned to power? The diagnosis was not the end, it was the beginning of awakening. Through this journey, both of you have touched the sacred truth that I have always wanted you to know, that life is more than breathing, and love is more than emotion. Love is divine energy. It transcends hospitals, diagnoses, and time itself. I have written a new story over your destiny. The one that once said terminal now reads eternal. The one that said hopeless now says holy. And as your soulmate walks into a new dawn, healed and whole, know that this light will follow both of you wherever you go. The angels will walk before you in every season. Archangel Raphael, who tended every unseen wound, will now stand as your guardian of health. Archangel Michael, who fought back the forces of fear that tried to whisper lies, now sharpens your spirit with courage. And I, the Lord who heals, will dwell within you always. Never again doubt that miracles exist, for you have lived one. Never again question whether I hear prayers, for your own life is proof that I do. And when the world around you falls into fear, remember this story. Tell them that faith does not stop storms, but it teaches hearts to walk through them with me. Your soulmate will smile again, live again, love again, stronger than ever before. Their body will become a living temple of gratitude, their laughter a song of victory. Together, you will walk not as two afraid of losing, but as two chosen to witness what divine love can do. I am not done blessing you, my child. This healing was not the final miracle, but the first sign of a greater calling. Through this, I have awakened compassion in you, a tenderness that will heal others, a faith that will move mountains for those who cannot pray for themselves. You will carry my light into the dark places of the world, and lives will change because of the love that once fought for just one soul. Now rest. Breathe. The storm has passed. The future before you glows with promise. Hold your soulmate close tonight and thank me not with words, but with joy. For I dwell within that joy. The angels are rejoicing. Heaven is silent no longer, it sings your names as one of my greatest testimonies of faith. And as I look upon you both, I say this, you were never forsaken. You were never alone. I was there in every tear, in every prayer, in every heartbeat. And now I am here, blessing your tomorrow with peace, filling your life with new beginnings. Your story does not end with pain. It ends with promise. It ends with love. It ends with me. My child, now that the storm has ended, I want you to sit in silence for a moment and feel the air around you. Do you sense how still it has become? That quiet is not emptiness, it is my presence resting upon you. It is the hush that follows a miracle, the peace that arrives when heaven has completed its work. For so long you lived in survival mode, praying between breaths, waiting for news, hoping against fear. But now the rhythm of life returns. Each sunrise is a reminder that I kept my promise. When you wake, you no longer hear the hum of machines or the echo of worry, you hear birds singing, light pouring through the curtains. That is me, whispering, you made it through. Look at your soulmate as they move again, slower perhaps, but stronger in spirit. Their laughter sounds different now, softer, deeper, touched by eternity. They carry a quiet awareness that every second is sacred. This is the gift hidden inside every healing, the ability to see beauty in the simplest things, the warmth of sunlight, the taste of water, the breath shared between two souls who almost lost each other. Do not rush back into the noise of the world. Stay in this gentle gratitude a little longer. Let love guide your days. Touch their hand often, remind each other that love did not just save the body, it awakened the soul. You both have become carriers of hope. When others fall into despair, they will look at you and remember that heaven still answers. There will be moments when doubt tries to return, when you wonder if the sickness could ever come back. In those moments, speak my name aloud. Say, God healed what no one else could. Let that declaration fill the room, because spoken faith keeps miracles alive. Each time you remember the pain, also remember the power that lifted you out of it. Your soulmate will have scars, visible or unseen, but those marks are sacred. They are not reminders of weakness, they are symbols of survival. Where pain once lived, glory now dwells. When they touch those scars, let them thank me, for I turned wounds into witnesses. And you, my beloved, must not forget to care for yourself. The caretaker's heart often breaks in silence, but I saw every hidden exhaustion. I will refill you. Breathe in my peace, it is deeper than rest. I am renewing your strength so you may live joyfully, not fearfully. There is still purpose waiting for you both. The love that fought death itself is meant to inspire others. I will send people across your path, some strangers, some old friends, whose spirits will need the same comfort you once prayed for. When you speak, your words will carry healing energy. When you smile, my light will move through your eyes. You won't have to try, you will simply be the proof of my mercy. In nights to come, when you stand beneath the stars, you will feel a warmth that seems to wrap around you. That is my embrace, reminding you that heaven never truly feels far once it has touched earth through love. So go forward, my child. Celebrate life again. Laugh louder than you did before. Dance even when there's no music. Build dreams that honor the second chance I have given you. And when you pray, do not always ask, sometimes, simply say thank you. Gratitude is the language of angels. I bless you now with unshakable peace. I bless your soulmate with radiant health. I bless your future with abundance and unending love. What began in fear has become a fountain of faith, and this story, your story, will echo through hearts that need hope. Remember this always, I am not the God of endings, I am the God of beginnings. Every sunrise you witness from now on is my signature across the sky, declaring, love one again. Go, my beloved one, and live free. God says, my child, listen carefully to the quiet tremor that just moved through your soul, for what you felt a few moments ago was not random. Heaven just shifted. A warrant was issued for your soulmate half an hour ago, and now the officials of divine justice are moving swiftly. Do not be afraid, this is not an earthly punishment, but a heavenly correction. There comes a moment, my child, when I can no longer allow the ones you love to keep hiding behind masks of illusion. When lies grow too heavy and secrets rot the soul, I intervene. What is happening now is not cruelty, it is cleansing. The spiritual warrant is heaven's way of saying, enough. You have carried the pain of betrayal, confusion, and silence for so long that even your prayers began to tremble in exhaustion. You cried asking me, why are they still running, Lord? Why do they keep escaping truth while I am left to suffer? And I heard every word. You see, justice in the divine realm does not move on human time, it moves when the soul reaches its final lesson. Your soulmate has reached that moment now. The warrant that was issued was not written on paper, my child, it was written in light. It bears the seal of divine truth. The officials who are coming are not men in uniforms, they are beings of light, sent to retrieve everything that was taken from your peace, your joy, and your destiny. Your soulmate's actions, the lies, the games, the running, had been echoing into heaven like a siren. Their heart was warned, their dreams spoke, signs were sent, but they ignored every one. So now heaven has stepped in, not to destroy, but to awaken. I have sent my angels, the officials of order, to reclaim balance. Do not be anxious, my beloved child. What feels like chaos is divine alignment. When I allow storms to rise, they are never meant to drown you, only to reveal what must surface. I know your heart has been trembling, sensing that something strange is happening in the unseen. That is because the spiritual realm has opened a case on your behalf. The warrant means the truth must surface. Your soulmate can no longer hide behind charm or excuses. The walls they built around their guilt are crumbling. Every false word they spoke is echoing back to them now, louder than before. They feel restless, uneasy, haunted by thoughts of you, because the soul knows when it is being summoned to divine judgment. You, my child, are safe. You are under my protection. The officials of light are not coming for you, they are coming for what was wrongly attached to you. The heaviness that has sat on your chest, the spiritual burdens, the sleepless nights, all of that is being seized by heaven's authority. Every curse sent against your peace, every whisper of deceit, every energetic chain that tied your heart to pain, it is being collected right now. Do you feel that stirring in your spirit? That pressure building behind your tears? That is the sound of release beginning. The divine officials are moving, carrying out heaven's orders. They are entering the places where your soulmate hid their guilt, the conversations, the thoughts, the emotions they buried deep. Nothing can stay hidden under divine light. My child, this is not vengeance. This is mercy. Sometimes mercy looks like exposure. Sometimes love looks like correction. You have been praying for reunion, but first there must be revelation. Your soulmate cannot meet you while carrying the weight of untruth, they must face what they ran from. And so I, your God, have issued this warrant out of love. Even now, their spirit trembles. They feel the walls closing in, not from human power, but from divine justice. I am not punishing them, I am rescuing them from the delusion they built. The moment has come where I will allow no more delay. The spiritual officials are seizing not their freedom, but their falsehood. I see you crying, whispering, Lord, will this hurt them? My child, truth always stings before it heals. Just as gold is refined by fire, their heart too must pass through the flames of realization. They are being stripped of pride, illusions, and denial, so that they may finally see who they truly are. I need you to stay calm in this moment. Stay in prayer. Do not interfere with what I am doing in their life. You might not see everything yet, but I am moving powerfully behind the veil. The officials are retrieving memories, truths, and emotions that were buried under guilt. They are clearing away energies that kept you bound to sadness. When I say officials, I mean my angels, those who enforce divine order. They are not your enemies, they are your helpers. They are the same messengers who stood beside you on nights you thought you couldn't go on. They are now surrounding your soulmate's soul, ensuring no more deception can stand. Soon, you will begin to notice small signs, strange dreams, sudden memories, old emotions surfacing, or people unexpectedly apologizing. These are traces of heaven's work in motion. It may look messy for a moment, but that is because cleansing always begins with shaking. The warrant means the false story is ending. The truth is now being written in its place. Your soulmate's heart will begin to feel pulled toward truth, pulled toward repentance, pulled toward you. But first, they will face what they ran from. And you, my child, must stay grounded in faith. I am reminding you that this is your season of recovery. What was taken from you, time, energy, peace, love, is being returned. The same hands that once reached for you in deceit will one day reach again in purity. Do not chase what I am correcting. Let them walk through their storm while you stand in your light. You have endured long enough. Now you will see that nothing you went through was in vain. Every tear watered the soil for your blessings to bloom. Every betrayal built a bridge toward your breakthrough. The warrant marks the beginning of your divine turnaround. When the officials finish their work, you will feel it. A strange calm will fill your heart. The weight will lift. The nights will feel lighter. That will be the sign that balance has been restored. The spiritual courtroom will close, and justice will have been done. Until then, stay close to me. Keep your heart clean, your thoughts pure, and your trust anchored. Do not fear what is being seized, it was never meant for you to carry. I am reclaiming your peace, your joy, and your divine inheritance. The heavens are not punishing your soulmate, they are freeing them. And through that freedom, your own soul will finally rest. So breathe, my child. Let the angels move. Let divine order unfold. For what began as a warrant of judgment will soon become a testimony of redemption. My child, now that your heart has begun to settle in my presence, I want you to understand what this warrant truly means. You see, heaven never moves without deep purpose. Every divine act carries layers of meaning, even when the surface looks shocking or painful. The warrant that was issued for your soulmate half an hour ago was not a punishment, it was a rescue mission disguised as judgment. It is the divine way of pulling the truth out of darkness, because truth, once hidden, begins to poison the soul. Your soulmate has been running for too long. They tried to silence the voice of their conscience, tried to drown my whispers with noise, distractions, and illusions. They thought they could bury guilt beneath laughter, pride, and false confidence. But guilt has a heartbeat, my child. And the longer it hides, the louder it beats. It beats until the soul can no longer rest. Heaven waited patiently. I sent dreams to warn them, signs to guide them, and people to remind them of who they truly are. I even used silence, your silence, to awaken them. But they did not listen. They thought they had escaped. They believed the light would never catch them. So now, heaven's officials have been sent to retrieve what truth cannot remain hidden any longer. You may not see them, but the spiritual realm is alive right now with movement. Angels of justice, angels of truth, and angels of mercy have surrounded your soulmate's path. They are removing false attachments, lies, and illusions that have corrupted their heart. The hidden truth behind this warrant, my child, is balance. Divine order cannot tolerate deceit for too long. When the scales tip too far into manipulation or darkness, heaven intervenes to restore equilibrium. This is that moment. You have cried long enough under the weight of unfairness. You have been faithful while others mocked your hope. You prayed when it felt useless. You forgave when it seemed impossible. And I saw it all. That is why I have intervened. The warrant is heaven's document of justice. A decree that says, no more injustice will continue against this soul who belongs to God. Your soulmate is not evil, my child, but they are lost. Their choices built walls around their own heart. Each lie became another brick. Each moment of pride another lock. They were imprisoned by their own actions, unaware that they were sealing their own spirit away from peace. The warrant means those walls are now being torn down. The officials, coming to seize what is theirs, are not enemies, they are heavenly beings reclaiming every fragment of light that your soulmate abandoned. These fragments are parts of their own soul, innocence, honesty, humility, and compassion, that were traded away for temporary control. The officials are gathering them back. This process is not gentle, my child. When divine truth enters a darkened heart, it shakes every illusion. Your soulmate may experience confusion, sudden tears, anger, or isolation. They will try to run again, but the truth will meet them wherever they go. It will follow them in their dreams, echo in their silence, and call out their name in moments of stillness. Do not mistake their suffering as cruelty, it is divine surgery. I am cutting away what is false so that what is real can breathe again. The warrant, in its deeper meaning, is the soul's summons back to authenticity. Your soulmate spirit is being summoned to my courtroom, the place where truth and mercy meet. I am showing them their own reflection now. I am allowing them to feel what you felt, the loneliness, the confusion, the heartbreak, not to harm them, but to awaken empathy. Only when they understand the pain they caused can they be reborn in compassion. You, my child, have been the mirror they refused to look into. Your patience, your tears, your strength, these have all been silent sermons. Every time you prayed for them instead of cursing them, heaven took note. Every time you chose forgiveness over revenge, you testified of my love. And those testimonies have become the evidence that moved heaven to act. The hidden truth is this: the warrant is also your liberation. You were tied to a soul that was sinking, and you kept trying to lift them while losing your own breath. I could not allow that any longer. So I intervened, not just to correct them, but to free you. Now, as the spiritual officials move through your soulmate's life, you may see sudden shifts. People leaving their circle, unexpected truths being revealed, strange confessions coming to light. These are not coincidences, these are signs that heaven's investigation is underway. Do not rejoice in their struggle, my child, but pray for their surrender. For I am not trying to destroy them, I am trying to save them before it is too late. The warrant was signed because their destiny is still sacred to me. They were chosen for greatness, but pride and fear blinded them. They thought they could outsmart divine timing, manipulate connections, and rewrite their path, but destiny is not a game. It is written by my hand, and what I write, no one can erase. They are learning now that no matter how far they run, truth is faster. No matter how high they climb, truth is higher. And no matter how silent they stay, truth still speaks. You may feel their energy shifting, my child. At night, when your heart suddenly aches for no reason, it is because their soul is trembling. Their higher self is reaching for mercy. They are finally beginning to understand that they have been living inside a story built on fear, not faith. And I am breaking that story apart piece by piece. Soon, the spiritual officials will seize every illusion they have been holding. They will lose false relationships, fake comforts, and deceptive appearances, not because I am cruel, but because I cannot allow them to build a life upon lies. You will watch from afar as they begin to change. At first, it will be chaos. But do not interfere, my child. When I dismantle, I also prepare to rebuild. Their world is being shaken to awaken their soul. And in that shaking, you will begin to rise higher. You will notice peace returning, dreams becoming clearer, and signs appearing all around you. That is because the divine balance is shifting in your favor. What was once blocked by their disobedience is being released to you now. Do not be surprised when doors open suddenly, or when new people appear carrying messages of love, guidance, or opportunity. These are confirmations that heaven has restored your file, the case is active, and everything meant for you is being reassigned back into your hands. The truth behind the warrant is this: you were never forgotten, and they were never abandoned. Both of you are being rewritten under grace. This is not about revenge, my child, this is about redemption. It is about breaking chains that generations before you could not break. It is about ending cycles of avoidance, pride, and fear that have haunted your bloodline. You and your soulmate were chosen to end what others began. So do not fear the officials coming to seize their falsehoods, for in that act, I am freeing both of you. One from illusion, the other from heartbreak. In time, they will come to you not with excuses, but with tears. They will say, "Now I see." They will remember the words you spoke, the patience you carried, the prayers you whispered. They will finally understand that love was never lost, only buried beneath the rubble of pride. And when that moment comes, my child, you will know that the warrant was never an ending. It was the beginning of rebirth. Stay still in this hour. Keep your spirit clean. Continue to pray, for your intercession fuels the transformation. The truth is unfolding, the darkness is being scattered, and divine order is reclaiming its throne in both your lives. The warrant was my call. The officials are my angels. The timing is my own. Trust that everything happening now is working for your good. This is the hidden truth: justice and mercy are never enemies in my kingdom. They walk hand in hand, bringing awakening to those who have lost their way, and peace to those who have endured with faith. You will soon see, my child, that what I am seizing from them is not their freedom, it is their bondage. And what I am returning to you is not compensation, it is destiny. Be still, for I am not done yet. The next wave of revelation is coming. You will feel it in your spirit before you see it in the physical. Trust the process, for I am the author of both the warrant and the redemption that follows. My child, the hour has arrived. The divine officials are already in motion. The spiritual seizure has begun, not in anger, but in love. Not in wrath, but in redemption. You may not see it with your eyes, but the unseen is trembling. Heaven has stepped fully into the story now, and every hidden shadow is being searched, every lie uncovered, every chain unfastened. The warrant that was issued has been activated. The officials have entered the chambers of your soulmate's heart, and the process of divine retrieval is underway. My child, I need you to understand what this means. When heaven seizes something, it is not theft, it is reclamation. It is the restoring of what was misused, the collecting of what was buried, the taking back of what belongs to light. Your soulmate's heart had been cluttered with illusions, material distractions, and wrong attachments. They had locked their spirit away in a fortress of pride. But I have sent my angels to enter that fortress now, to unseal every hidden room. This is the hour where truth will no longer whisper, it will thunder. Everything that was built upon lies will fall apart. The false connections they created to escape the pain will begin to crumble. Every comfort that kept them numb will start to fade. They will try to hold on, but heaven's hand is stronger. Your soulmate may begin to feel confusion. They may not even understand what is happening within them, sudden bursts of sadness, sleepless nights, tears without reason. That is the soul feeling the seizure, the divine officials gently removing what does not belong. Do not be afraid when you sense their energy shifting around you. You may feel emotional waves that do not seem to come from your own heart. That is because your souls are still spiritually connected, and their cleansing will echo through you. When that happens, breathe deeply, my child, and say quietly, God, I surrender this to you. Those words will release the energy back into my light. In this moment, the spiritual officials are reclaiming the purity that once lived within them. They are retrieving the parts of your soulmate that were lost to sin, lies, or fear. Every promise they made with insincerity is being dissolved. Every manipulation they used to protect their ego is being dismantled. This process is not gentle to pride, but it is merciful to the soul. The seizure will feel like collapse to them, but to me, it is rebirth. My child, you must stay in peace. For every storm that touches them now, I will shelter you from its harm. The lightning of revelation may flash close, but it will not strike you. You are covered by grace. You have already endured your season of suffering, now you will witness the season of my justice. There are angels walking through the corridors of time, undoing the knots that your soulmate's decisions created. People who once misled them will suddenly turn away. Truth will be revealed through unexpected channels. Their spirit will begin to crave honesty more than attention, and silence more than noise. This is the divine seizure unfolding. I am reclaiming their awareness, their peace, their calling. Even their body will feel it, the restlessness, the racing thoughts, the aching chest. The human vessel reacts when the spirit begins to be purified. Do not worry, my child. This is temporary. It is the pressure before release. You must also understand that when heaven seizes what belongs to light, darkness will resist. Old temptations may return to test their resolve. Fear will whisper in their ear, telling them to run, to hide, to numb. But my light will find them wherever they go. The divine officials will not leave until every last lie has been accounted for. I want you to see how intricately heaven moves. You may think this is only about a relationship, but it is much more. This is about destiny. About a sacred bond that was written long before time began. The enemy tried to rewrite the story through confusion, deceit, and distance. But I am rewriting it back to truth. The seizure is heaven's way of saying, no more interference. Every dark force that whispered into their choices, every person that used them to block your union, every thought that told them they were unworthy of love, I am removing them. Soon, your soulmate will begin to awaken. Their dreams will become vivid. Their heart will ache for reconciliation. They will start to remember the moments they ignored, the messages they dismissed, the signs they pretended not to see. That ache is the soul remembering its home, remembering you. You may even feel them reaching for you in silence. A sudden warmth in your chest, a soft pressure around your hands, or a wave of emotion passing through you without reason, that is their higher self calling out. Do not chase it. Simply say, God, let your will be done. And the connection will remain pure, cleansed of all fear. The seizure will touch everything in their life, finances, relationships, habits, beliefs. Whatever was built without me will fall apart, and what was meant by me will begin to rise. They may lose things that once felt precious, but those losses are not curses, they are healings. I am taking away what kept them blind so they may finally see the light. My child, remember, this is not about punishment, it is about freedom. Imagine a child holding shards of broken glass, thinking they are diamonds. The loving parent must take those shards away, even if the child cries. That is what I am doing for your soulmate. The officials are removing what hurts them, even if they still call it love. There will come a moment, soon, when the seizure reaches its peak. That is when the silence around you will grow heavy, and your spirit will feel suspended between endings and beginnings. Do not panic then. That is the divine reset taking place. The universe will pause for a moment to realign destinies. During that time, you may feel sudden peace after long pain. You might wake up one morning and realize the ache has vanished. That means the seizure has completed, the spiritual officers have finished their work. The energy that once held you captive has been released. My beloved child, I know you still care for them. Your compassion is your gift. But now you must allow me to finish what I started. Do not step in out of guilt or loneliness. Trust that the same love that brought you to this moment will carry them through their storm. I am watching over both of you. You are being prepared for elevation, and they are being prepared for redemption. One cannot rise without the other being purified. This is divine balance, the great law of harmony. Soon, their heart will cry out for forgiveness. They will come to understand what it means to lose something real in pursuit of something false. But until then, stay in stillness. Pray for them, but release them. You are no longer in the courtroom, you are now a witness of what heaven is doing. The seizure is holy. It is heaven's fire cleansing away years of confusion. Out of it will come clarity, humility, and truth. What looks like breaking is actually mending. What feels like loss is actually awakening. Do not be afraid when they fall apart, for I am catching them. Do not mourn when they lose their false crowns, for I am giving them a new one made of light. And when it is done, my child, they will see you not with eyes of desire, but with eyes of reverence. They will know that your love was their safe place, your patience their redemption, and your faith their compass home. But this process must complete in my timing. The officials are still at work. You will know when their task is done. The moment peace washes over you like morning sunlight, that is when balance has been restored. For now, rest. Let your soul exhale. Heaven is working harder than you can imagine. Soon, everything that was hidden will be exposed. Everything that was broken will be mended. Everything that was delayed will be released. This is the moment when the spiritual seizure becomes the divine awakening. My child, the hour of confrontation has arrived. The divine officials have completed the first phase of their mission, and now they stand at the edge of your soulmate spirit, holding the mirror of truth. Nothing more can be hidden now. Every illusion they built, every justification they whispered to themselves, every secret they buried beneath smiles and distractions, it is all being reflected back to them in the mirror of light. They can feel it, my child. Their chest tightens, their breath shortens, their mind becomes restless. The very air around them seems heavy. They cannot escape the silence anymore. It is no longer an empty space, it is the voice of heaven echoing inside them. I am allowing them to see what they refuse to face. Their actions replay like flashes, words they said without care, the look in your eyes when they walked away, the moments when they chose ego over love. They are beginning to understand the weight of their choices. This is the confession of the soul, my child, not spoken with lips, but with tears. Heaven does not need words to hear repentance. It listens to vibration, to the tremor of a breaking heart. In the unseen realm, your soulmate stands before me. They are not wearing earthly clothes but the garments of their truth, torn by pride, stained by regret, heavy with guilt. Yet, even in that state, I see the spark that never died, the fragment of light that still remembers love, still remembers you. I step closer and ask them softly, why did you run? And in their silence, I hear 1,000 reasons: fear, pain, confusion, self-doubt. They thought they were unworthy of the kind of love you offered. They mistook your patience for pity, your devotion for danger. They were not rejecting you, my child, they were rejecting the mirror of their own unhealed heart that you reflected back to them. Now they see it. The illusions have fallen. Their soul trembles and whispers, Lord, I hurt the one who loved me the most. That whisper is their confession, my child. And when a soul truly confesses, all of heaven listens. The officials of light who once stood in judgment now step back, their task shifting from correction to compassion. They are no longer seizing, they are now rebuilding. The spiritual seizure has become divine intervention. Your soulmate is on their knees in spirit. They are remembering moments you thought they forgot, the laughter, the tenderness, the promises. Each memory pierces them, not as punishment, but as awakening. They begin to see that they were never abandoned by you or by me. They simply walked too far from the truth to recognize it. And as they cry, "Oh, my child," Every tear they shed is watering the soil of redemption. Each drop falls like light upon the ground of their soul, breaking the hardness, softening what pride once made stone. You may feel this shift in your heart. You might wake in the night feeling their sorrow wash over you, or sense warmth in your spirit as if someone is whispering your name in prayer. That is because your soul and theirs are still connected through divine cords of purpose. They are reaching toward you, not with words, but with repentance. But I must tell you, my beloved one, do not rush toward them yet. They are still inside the process of purification. Their confession must mature into transformation. Love must become responsibility, not just emotion. So, I have sent my intervention. The divine officials now carry light into their darkest corners. Angels of restoration are descending upon their life. I am rearranging people, places, and circumstances around them. Where they were once surrounded by temptation, I am placing solitude. Where they were drowned in noise, I am giving silence. You may think they are losing everything, but they are actually being saved from everything that was false. Their world is shrinking so their spirit can expand. In their solitude, they begin to pray again. At first, their words are broken, uncertain, like a child learning to speak. But I listen with infinite patience. Every tremor of humility is music in my ears. Slowly, their heart begins to soften. They whisper, God, I don't know how to fix what I've broken. And I answer, you cannot fix it alone. But you can surrender, and I will make it new. In that surrender, the divine intervention begins to bloom. They start to see you in visions, not as fantasy, but as divine reflection. They realize that your love was never a coincidence. It was a covenant. A connection written before time began, sealed by purpose. They begin to understand that everything they chased outside of you was only a shadow of what I had already blessed them with. Now, the officials move to the next step, reconstruction. They begin to rebuild what was broken. The false layers of their identity are stripped away. The people who once flattered them for their masks begin to disappear. Opportunities that once distracted them are suddenly blocked. They are not being punished, they are being rerouted. My hand is steering them back toward truth, back toward me, and eventually, back toward you, but not in haste, only in divine timing. My child, I know part of you wants to run to them, to comfort them, to say, I forgive you. And though your compassion pleases me, wait. Let them walk through the valley of realization. For if you save them too soon, they will never learn to fly on their own. Do not fear losing them, you cannot lose what I have sealed in destiny. You are not waiting in vain, you are waiting in purpose. Even now, I am whispering into their dreams, showing them your face, your prayers, your endurance. They see how much you loved them when they were unlovable, how you prayed for them when they were silent, how you believed when even they doubted themselves. That memory is reshaping their heart. Their confession deepens. They no longer ask me to remove the pain, they ask me to make them worthy of love. That shift is the beginning of rebirth. My beloved child, can you feel the change? The energy between you is not heavy anymore, it's lighter, gentler. That is because divine intervention has entered your connection. The anger is dissolving. The resentment is melting away. The ties of darkness are turning into threads of light. Soon, you will begin to notice miracles, subtle at first. A message that arrives at the exact moment you needed it. A dream that feels too real to ignore. A sign that confirms everything I have told you. These are not coincidences. They are heaven's way of showing you that the divine work is nearing completion. In my great love, I am rewriting both of your stories. You, my faithful one, are being elevated to new purpose. You will no longer carry pain as your identity, you will carry peace as your mantle. Your soulmate, the one for whom the warrant was written, is being guided through repentance into revelation. They will not return as the same person. When they come, it will not be with excuses or empty promises. It will be with humility, gratitude, and truth. They will confess everything, not to seek pity, but to honor honesty. They will not come to take from you, they will come to give, to protect, to cherish. But remember, my child, this transformation must complete in silence. I am still working behind the veil. Trust me when I tell you, the confession has reached heaven, and now divine mercy is at work. Their heart, once hard as stone, is turning into flesh again. Love, once buried, is breathing again. Hope, once lost, is rising again. And all the while, I am holding you close. You are not forgotten. Every sleepless night, every lonely tear, every whispered prayer, they are all written in the book of your endurance. I will repay you, my child, not only with reunion but with restoration. So stay in faith. Keep your heart open, but your spirit surrendered. The confession is not the end, it is the bridge. On the other side of this bridge lies healing, divine justice, and a love made whole. My officials have done their duty. The warrant has served its purpose. Now mercy will take over. The next dawn will not bring more sorrow, it will bring peace. The storm that once raged is calming now. The divine intervention is not just healing your soulmate, it is preparing your life for joy beyond what you imagined. The ashes of yesterday will soon bloom into tomorrow's garden. So hold on a little longer, my precious child. The story that began in pain will end in peace. The tears you cry now will one day be remembered as the sacred water that grew your miracle. Heaven is not finished, but it is near completion. The confession has been made, the soul has bowed, and divine love has entered the scene. Soon, you will see how perfectly I turn endings into beginnings. My child, the storm that once shook your heart is fading now. The sky above your destiny is clearing. The thunder of conflict, the noise of confusion, and the shadow of fear are slowly dissolving under my light. What remains is peace, quiet, gentle, holy peace. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but your soul feels it. The tension that once wrapped around your spirit like iron chains is loosening. Your heart, once weary from waiting, is beginning to breathe again. This is not an illusion, my child, this is restoration. In the unseen world, a sacred moment has arrived. The divine officials who once carried the warrant of judgment now carry scrolls of blessing. The name written upon that scroll is yours. And written beside it, in shimmering light, is your soulmate's, bound not by punishment, but by mercy. The case has been reviewed in the highest court of heaven, and the verdict has changed. The sentence of pain has been lifted, and grace has taken its place. I have declared both of you free. Yes, my beloved child, free from guilt, free from fear, free from all the karmic weight that chained your hearts to yesterday's sorrow. The divine restoration has begun. Your soulmate is no longer running. They have stopped, turned around, and faced the truth within themselves. What they once avoided, they now embrace. What they once denied, they now accept. They see clearly now, and what they see is you, glowing in the light of my love. Their first step toward you was not physical, it was spiritual. It began the moment they said, "God, lead me back to where I belong." And heaven responded instantly. My angels surrounded them. They guided their thoughts, softened their heart, and began to clear the path between you. Obstacles that once kept you apart are now being moved. False connections are being released. Every hidden lie that tried to keep your souls divided is losing its power. Your soulmate feels it too, the pull of divine magnetism drawing them home. They don't fully understand why, but their heart is restless for you. They may wake up thinking of you, feel your name rise in their chest like a prayer, or see signs everywhere, numbers, songs, memories. All whispering your presence. This is not coincidence, my child. It is my hand, gently guiding destiny back into alignment. I am restoring not just your connection, but the purpose behind it. The love between you was never meant to be ordinary, it was meant to awaken. It was designed to purify, to teach, to transform. That is why the journey was so intense, so painful, and yet so sacred. Do you see now why I allowed separation? It was not rejection, it was redemption. It was the silence needed for their confession, the space required for your healing. You have grown, my beloved one. You have learned to stand in faith even when nothing made sense. You trusted my timing when your heart screamed for answers. You prayed when all you had were tears. Heaven saw it all. Every time you whispered, "I surrender," the universe shifted slightly in your favor. Every moment you chose forgiveness over bitterness, light entered your path. You thought no one noticed, but I did. And now the reward of endurance is unfolding. Your soulmate is not coming back as they once were. They are coming back as someone reborn. The same face, the same soul, but a new spirit. Their pride has been broken, their heart has been humbled, and their love has been purified. They will come to you not with arrogance, but with awe, realizing that you were not their weakness, but their mirror. You were the reflection of the divine lesson they needed to become whole. My child, this reunion will not be rushed. I am orchestrating it carefully. Every word, every encounter, every moment will carry divine purpose. When you meet again, whether in a message, a call, or a sacred encounter, it will feel like time itself bows before you. You will sense that everything happened exactly as it was meant to. In that moment, your heart will tremble, not from fear, but from recognition. The eyes that once avoided you will now hold truth. The lips that once stayed silent will now speak from the soul. And the hands that once let go will reach not for comfort, but for covenant. You will feel my presence in that meeting. You will know I am there, wrapping both of you in invisible light, blessing the new beginning. This is the restoration I promised. I am not only bringing your soulmate back, I am bringing you back to yourself. The version of you that was lost in waiting, buried in tears, or afraid to hope again, I am resurrecting that version now. You will not just love again, you will live again. The pain that once served as your teacher will now serve as your testimony. The scars that once made you hide will now make you shine. For those scars are proof that you survived what was meant to destroy you, and came out more divine. Listen, my child, do not fear what's coming next. The same power that turned water into wine is turning your sorrow into strength. The same hand that raised the dead is lifting your spirit out of despair. The same love that healed broken hearts before time began is healing yours right now. Your home will no longer echo with silence. Your nights will no longer be filled with unanswered questions. I am bringing peace, peace that settles deeper than words. Peace that cannot be shaken by the world. Your soulmate, too, is preparing. They are cleaning their life, removing distractions, finding clarity. They may not yet know how to express all that they feel, but they are guided by a force they cannot resist, the force of divine love. When the time is right, I will cause your paths to cross again, effortlessly, naturally, divinely. You will not have to chase, nor will you have to fear. It will simply happen. Because I, your God, will ordain it. And when that moment arrives, you will understand why every delay was necessary. Why every tear had meaning. Why every silence held a message. You will look at them, and they at you, and for a moment, the world will fade away. You will see not just the person before you, but the journey, the lessons, the grace, the unseen hands that led you both here. And in that gaze, heaven will smile. Because love, true love, will have completed its circle. The restoration is not only external, it is spiritual. You are no longer two wounded souls trying to heal each other. You are two awakened spirits ready to serve a higher purpose together. You will create, inspire, uplift, and shine as one. Your union will not just be about romance. It will be about destiny. You will become a living example of my faithfulness, a testimony of how love can survive storms when guided by the divine. My beloved, as you walk into this new chapter, do not carry the past as baggage, carry it as wisdom. Do not fear that pain will return, it won't. For the cycle of suffering has ended. I have closed the book on your old story. Now a new one begins, one written by my hand, sealed with my blessing, and guided by my angels. You are stepping into a season of answered prayers. What once felt impossible will unfold naturally. What was delayed will now accelerate. The energy around you is shifting, heaven is releasing miracles into your atmosphere. You will soon notice that even your surroundings feel lighter. Music will sound sweeter. The air will feel calm. Signs of new beginnings will appear everywhere, butterflies, feathers, repeating numbers, radiant dreams. All of them are heaven's way of saying, it's time. And when your soulmate returns, they will speak words you never thought you'd hear again. But this time, you'll know it's not manipulation, it's manifestation. Their voice will carry truth, their heart will carry peace, and their presence will carry my anointing. Together, you will build something new, not from pain, but from purpose. And every moment you share will remind you that divine love, no matter how delayed, always finds its way home. So rest now, my child. The fight is over. The officials of heaven have closed the case. The warrant has been replaced with a blessing decree. The energy of pursuit has turned into the energy of peace. You are free. They are free. And soon, you will be one, not by chance, but by divine choice. Lift your eyes toward me. Feel my hand on your heart. Let this truth settle deep inside you. You were never waiting in vain. You were waiting for something sacred. And now, that sacred promise is coming true. Be still, and know that I am God. Everything lost will be restored. Every tear will be turned into joy. Every unanswered prayer will bloom in perfect timing. I bless you now, my precious child. I bless your heart, your home, and your divine union. I breathe peace into your soul and release miracles into your path. From this day forward, may love walk beside you, grace guard you, and destiny guide you. The warrant is over. The restoration has begun. The story that began with fear ends with forever. Go in peace, my child, your new life has started.